definitely it is not good. So processing should be done. Definitely some processes are done, purification is done. But whatever best, there is always innovation, there is always scope for improvement. How we can stop the solid waste flowing to the water, Kham river should be work. We can work on that. Plastics is a big issue in Aurangabad. We can work on that. So such big problems are there. Solid waste, plastic, canteen waste. So how we can, suppose plants are there. So from that we can make waste of that some fertilizers. We can decompose it properly. We can make the fertilizers of that. Dear students, farmers are also facing problem. Lands are becoming unfertile, non-fertile. They cannot produce the crops because of the water problem, chemical fertilizers, many such issues are there. We are not getting proper foods also. Already I have talked on this subject. So how we can maintain the cleanliness? Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, there is one announced by central government of India, but it is again and again on paper. So I hope that Mr. Syed sir is now possible
Yes,
for him to...
yes, sir, I am here. Thank you, Dr. Sir.
Okay. Please continue.
I am audible here.
I have taken more time.
Yeah. No, sir.
Okay.
I will cover my whole topic, sir. But your some misconceptions are clear. All the students
Okay.
and your
Please continue.
Yes, sir. If you can start the screen, like if everyone can start check the screen properly.
Yes, sir. We will start, sir.
Make it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very good morning. I would like to thanks Shiresh College of Engineering and Technology to invite me for presenting the workshop or conference or webinar on the Solidwaste Management and Swachh Bharat Mission. I would like to inform about my company where we are working here is EcoPro Environment Services. We are empaneled as with Ministry of Urban Development under Swachh Bharat Mission. We are basically from Indore, and the company is working since 2015, and since then we have improved ourselves as a city. As you might be knowing in the news, like last 5 years, we are bagging the most cleanest city. It is not due to a sudden change, but it is a gradual change. There are many misconceptions around the Swachh Bharat, like it is only on paper, as sir has mentioned. But I would like to confirm you, like it is not like that. Many people and the authorities are working, struggling hard to make it very effective. I can change the slide to next. Next, please. Next. Yes. We are having around 50 qualified people around working as a technical engineers, and this is the slide is Swachh Sarveshan 2017. Director Mr. Ajay Jain sir is taking the trophy. Yes, next. Similarly, if you can follow 2018 also, next slide is there for achieving the award 2018. Then 2019 is there. Another director is there, Mr. Asad Warsi. He is empaneled in the plastic ministry with the central government, and he works for the policy making in the plastic industry. Next one is the 2020 picture for receiving the Indore number 1. 2020 also is there next. Then this last one is the latest, is 2021 award we have received, and we are the consultants. We work for the corporations we tried to achieve the projects also. So next, if you can check, we are assigned. Next, I will like to show the clients and the similar projects how we are working. We have worked for state of Jammu and Kashmir as an independent engineer to improve the solid waste management situation. I would also like to know to all of you, like we are also working, we are appointed from the state government in 2018 for Aurangabad Municipal Corporation. As there was, you all might be knowing, there was crisis in 2018. The Naregaon, which we used to dump all the waste in around 44 acres is the place. So due to the urban cities growing out, the protests were there and opposition from the local persons to stop it. And it was hazardous to the living environment. So Supreme Court judgment was there in 2018 February to stop dumping of waste. Now they have suggested to scientifically dispose the waste according to the Municipal Solid Waste 2016. So we have been appointed as a nodal consultant for the Aurangabad Municipal Corporation, and since then 2018 we are trying to achieve a maximum exposure and reaching a level to the indoor level. So sooner or later we are trying to achieve the indoor stage. Next. We have been working in the state for this waste management the last 20 years. We are actively working with the Development Corporation MP and Government of India with Swachh Bharat Mission as a panel consultant. Next, I will just brief up very fast regarding the Earth Day. Like we have gathered on the online here to discuss about the Earth Day. In 1969, people has witnessed some oil massive spills in California. Since then, this day, 22 April, is being marked as the Earth Day. And the movement was called as Environmental Movement in 1970. We'll move on very fast through the slides. And we will also coming to the next topics. Like next is the 1990 Earth goes global. Yes, next slide, please. Dennis Allins, who is the environmental advocate and founder of the Earth Network Day, made the Earth Day event a global event in 1990. The Earth Day is celebrated in 193 countries all over the world. Next, the UN General designated this day. Next slide, please. As April 22 as the International Mother Earth Day in 2009. Next, please. Earth Day is celebrated to awareness of environmental protection and acknowledge the global crisis. Then what is the key position here? Key points are act in a bold way to protect our climate, to protect our earth, to protect our environment. Next, especially the Earth Day focuses on combating the existential threat to climate change. And we are working for to shift from fossil fuels towards the greener carbon neutral one. Even in the latest newspapers, you might be reading like Aurangabad Municipal Corporation is going for carbon credit ratings sooner. Next, if you see slide, net zero emissions 2050. The whole global is working temperature. We are working for to reducing the temperature of the global, how the global warm is going on. There are some policies making at the global level how to reduce the temperature by 1.5 degrees. Yes, next. As humans run short of time, it is very all the waste is accumulating and the greenhouse gases emissions are continuously going out. Still, we are abundance use of fossil fuels. Very less percent of very next percentage of EV vehicles we are starting to use now, but in future we might be improving it. Next slide, please. We understand that sustainability as development which satisfies present need without compressing. ESG, if you see environmental, social, and governance, it is a combination of three factors here. We have to take care of the environment, and we have to do it socially. And last one is the responsibility of the government also is very major role is there. It is a business as usual. To reverse the complicated situation in the world, financial companies to distance themselves from the conventional model, we have to go towards the society. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes, without generating any profit, we have to go to how to safeguard the environment. And by this complicated situation, we have to make ourselves out. Next slide, please. Smart innovation and companies are realizing that going green will help us all. So it is a time to make the benefit and donate our environment thing. Next slide. Way to invest in a planet. Invest in renewable energy. These are the basic things we have to do. Invest in nature-based solutions, as sir has discussed, Dr. Sir. Inform like how we can avoid the waste, green waste, then going to the Nala River or the Kham River, as he has said. So in the further slides, we will elaboratively explain about how we are processing all the waste under the Swachh Bharat Mission. Yes, the last slide regarding the earth. Next slide regarding the earth. Next, please. What can we do? We have to go for plantations, conservation of water and other natural resources, choose sustainable items, use less vehicles, buy local, fresh vegetables, recycle papers and waste. We have to change habits, practice organic farming. How we are helping organic farming also is we'll see in the further slides. Yes, next please. The survival of the planet depends on the decision we make towards sustainable development. We have to take care and heal the sea. Previously in the Western countries, in the name of waste management or solid waste management, they have to accumulate the whole total daily waste of together. Then they used to dump it on the ship and they used to release in the ocean. That was the waste management in the previous years. But now, as we are improving, now the concept we are looking forward in Aurangabad, we have reached up to a world-class level. We'll be further looking at the slides. Next, please. Next slide, please. Regarding Aurangabad, it is SBM work status is Swachh Bharat Mission. Swachh Bharat Mission has been started since 2014 on 2nd October, and its mission was since 2019 in 5 years to achieve a status where all the cities are involved in improving the solid waste management. It is a successful now. Around 4,500 cities are attached with the Swachh Bharat Mission. There is a survey every year, like how the waste is processing and what are the waste is not processed, what are the outputs, how much income is generating from the solid waste management, how it is improving. That has been monitored, and every year they have been giving awards regarding that only. Next slide, please. You can see here Aurangabad city waste generation, how we are appointed in 2018. So we have calculated all the things like how much is the waste generated. It was previously never calculated like how much is the tonnage of the waste, because it was just in collecting. We were collecting all the daily waste and just dumping in the nearby town, that is Naregaon. So Aurangabad the daily generates around 450 tons per day. So that is a huge quantity of amount solid waste that cannot be released as it is, because the hazardous effects is like the unprocessed waste or just dumping produces methane. Methane gas is produced, and that if it is left open, then it is 21 times very higher carbon absorbing. If you see, So what we have suggested the state government here regarding Aurangabad, we have suggested to prepare four major plants here. If you can see here in the slide, first one is a Kanchanwadi 30 tons biomethanation plant. So that is a pure green waste plant. All your vegetables, your home, whatever you give the waste to your daily waste picker, that is segregated. Segregated means even if you mix in the dustbin single bin, we have to what we have to process it. We have to segregate a separation has to be done at the plants now. So we are trying to make aware about the segregation to the masses and the door to door collection. Our home segregation is the most important one. So we are trying to working on it to how to improve. Now the segregation is only 30% from the aroma we receive. All is the mixed waste. So what we have to do is take to the plants, then it's separate. Then we having a different procedure for dry waste and green waste. That we look for. These are demographics of Aurangabad. Next slide, if you can check. The demographic shows your population was around in 2000. In the next slide, if you can see, in 2011, the population was around 12 lakhs, and in the coming years, we have designed this for around 25 years, since 2018 to 2042. So the population will be around 22 lakhs are the estimates. So all the solid waste. Now the solid waste projection is around 380 grams per person for Aurangabad. And in future, to 2042, it will be going up to 550 grams per person. So that goes around 900 tons per day. It will be going towards 900 tons. It almost doubling up in 20 years. Next slide, please. This is the solid waste generation chart. What we have done here is how much is the generation is there. Total around is wet waste. If you can see here, 316 tons. Dry waste is 160 tons per day. Then all the road sweeping, all the collection, some debris are there. Uh, Construction demolition waste is there. So that littering is considered inert or road sweeping landfill. So that is around 100 tons daily around. So overall we are collecting.
Hello, you are not audible. इधर नहीं आ रहा आवाज आपको आ रहा है इधर नहीं आ रहा उन्होंने नेक्स्ट स्लाइड बोले तो मेरे को बोलो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड स्टॉप शेयरिंग हो गया।
आप वो तो नेट जाने की वजह से इसको
Hello. Okay. For I hope you can see the screen. What is the immediate plan we have worked? Yes?
sir, now we can ready some internet issue was there.
Okay, okay.
Sir, now
No, no,
ready some internet issue was there. Sorry. Please continue, sir.
Yeah. So for the immediate plan, if you can see here, machine screenings are suggested for the Aurangabad city. Baling machines are suggested. Then shredder machines are there. I see public awareness, if you can see. Please go according to the my communication. Next slide, please. For the short-term plan again, compost pit sheds were designed and constructed. Then the granulator machines are there. Then material 11 number is material recovery facility. Next, coming on to the long-term plan, if you can see, these are the total complete processing center is being designed. There are 3 centers designed for Aurangabad. First one has come up in Chikalthana, that is around 2019, and the second processing plant that is over for 150 tons per day facility that has come up at Padago, and the third one is at Kanchanwadi, that is 30 tons TPD biomethanation plant. The next fourth one is coming up at Harsul. That is again the 150 tons per day. So the Aurangabad capacity total will be going around 500 tons per day. That will be sufficient. Although if the last plant is in working, 3 plants I'm happy to say like are working successfully, and the fourth one is in progress construction stage. That will be coming up soon. Within 6 months, it will be ready to start the compost one. Then next, if you can see, coming on to the next part, these are all the parameters of 27 to 34. These are all including all the plants. Brick manufacturing plant is there, number 32. Brick manufacturing is there. What we have, no, go upside, back again, please, back. Yes. Brick manufacturing, the number 30. 2 is there. Brick manufacturing plant. That is what is silt or the construction and demolition debris will be there from the city. It is around now 80 tons per day. So what we are doing it now, right now, it is just going to the dump. But what we are trying to do it now, we will be setting up a plant that will be crushing the construction demolition waste, and we will prepare some useful material from it. Or like will be pavers, brick manufacturing will be done, and other construction materials will be developed from the construction and waste demolition waste. Next, if you can see the 37 number central landfill will be designed. That will be in the next slide, please. 37 sanitary landfill that is not yet started yet for the Aurangabad landfill. That waste which cannot be processed further, it goes to the sanitary landfill. That is around 40 tons per day for Aurangabad city. If you get the 38 number, that is the Leachate Tanks. What happened in the Narega issue is like a directly dumping of waste in the ground is producing leachate. Leachate is a liquid, thick liquid, which is full of micronutrients are there that goes directly into ground and it spoils the groundwater. So what scientifically MSW says, Municipal Solid Waste 2016 rule says like all the leachate shall be collected, like, and then it should be treated and then released only after treating. So we have successfully completed 2 leachate tanks here. Next, please. If you can see the centralized, next please, next slide. Centralized 150 tons processing layout here. So it has been developed. Mostly, I think so. You have might not visited, but it is located at Songi bypass. This one, and it is 100% in use now. It is around a 9 acres plant. If you can see here, the left side, the shed is in the C-shaped shed. Further, we'll see how is the working of the sheds here. The total costing of the plant is around 55 crores and is completely set up now. Next slide. This one, the Palegaon plant. Next slide, please. Palegaon is 150 TPD processing layout total. So total we are producing now 450 tons. So out of 450, we are processing 300 tons, 150 in Chikaldhana, 150 in Palegaon. So 300 waste is being managed daily. But the remaining 150 tons, what we are doing, it's dividing in 52 parts, 75, and directly we are increasing the rate of efficiency. We are working in double shift on both these plants until the third plant, that is Harsul plant, been successfully starting. So we are managing all the waste. 100% waste of Aurangabad city is being processed and no waste is being dumped. Next. Third one is the, you can see, is the Harsul TPD, that is under construction stages. It will be starting in the next 4 months. Next slide, please. The fourth plant is the Kanchanwadi 30 tons biomethanation plant. This one is running and it is near the STP plant Aurangabad, Kanchanwadi. So we can see the pictures also. This is a 3D model of the biomethanation plant. Here what happens here, all the green waste on the vegetable market is coming, it is weighed daily and it is crushed in the scrubbers, then digester. The major tanks you can see here, the bigger tank, it is a big digester. So after crushing, pulverization is done, all the vegetables and fruit waste, food waste, crushed and slurry is being prepared. It is similarly action as the biogas plant, the cow dung plant you can see. It is empaneled or certified by the BAR technology. Bhabha Atomic Research Center has certified this plant. It is presently, and anyone can visit the plant by the permission of the AMC, obviously. And this is a good one plant to see. A smaller unit that is only 30 tons, but only pure organic. So what is the working for this one is the gas. After slurry digestion is there, the slurry is decomposed. In 30 days, what happened? All the organic matter is converted into 3 parameters. First one is the water, second is the methane gas, and third one is the compost. A small amount of compost is produced. And the methane gas is collected and it is run to the generator, electric generator or gas generator. Then gas generator starts working on this fuel by methane gas. Then electricity is produced and is supplied to the nearby STP plant. This is the working of the biomethane plant. Next slide, please. This is the SBM balance sheet, if you can see. SBM is Swachh Bharat Mission balance sheet. All the major works have been included. Next slide, please. So first one is the Chikaldhana civil work that is completed. Then Chikaldhana machinery is commissioned. It started. Palegaon completed. And Palegaon machinery is commissioned. Harsul is work in progress. And Harsul machinery is in process. Kanchanwadi is commissioned. So around we have done some expenses around 100 CR and that I think so, it is a must visit. All the three sites is a must visit for all the students and the faculties. Also, I invite all the staff of Shresh Engineering College. Like we can jointly organize a visit to all the four plants, or anyone if is suggested by the principal sir. We can go for the plant visit surely. Next slide. That is as we budget similarly. That is some revisions are there. Next, if you can see, so this is the during under construction. Then in 2018, when the work of dumping was stopped, we have immediately started with the construction of the plants. So these are some satellite images, some inside plant images. This, if you can see the green one, these are the trommels where the waste goes inside to the trommels and they segregated in the different particles are being segregated. Yes, next slide. This is the finishing section. Next one. What happens? There are three major sections in a compost plant. The first one is the receiving section. This is the pre-sorting. Yes, pre-sorting section. Race is initially received here. It is mixed waste in Aurangabad scene like dry and wet. So what happens if we put it? You can see the bifurcator. Once a single entry is there and 3 to 4 parameters are outside we are receiving. First one is the some hearts and coconut shells are there, that is taken out separately. Then wet waste is taken separately. The light density material, which is the plastic, or also called as RDF, refuse derived fuel, that is taken separately. So 4 parameters are different received by this pre-sorting section. There is a basic sorting. Sorting is done at this one. And next slide. That is a video, small one, if you can play. Yes, if you can play a video, it's in the same one. Next, if you can do.
We are unable to play the video, sir, because
Yes, next slide. Next slide. Okay, no issue, sir. So, Palego, next slide, please. Palego, there is construction photos of the Palego plant. And next is, this is the final product section. No, you have gone much further. There before some slides. Before, so come back, please. Few slides before.
This is Harsul decentralized.
Before? Yes, it is a wave bridge. Yeah. Yes. This is the Harsul decentralized plant. It is a smaller plant. What happened during the crisis in 2018? We are unable to start with the bigger plant. So what we have done, we started with the smaller units. Then we have accommodated some smaller sections. Then afterwards, this smaller section started. Then by the meantime, we have started the construction of the bigger plants. So this one was previously done. If you can come back, sir, please. Back a few slides. 2 slides back. Yes, this is the layout. This is the actual photographs. The construction. Just stop. Yes, right. Next slide. This is the Paleo under construction. No. Come back. Next slide. Next. Biomethanation. Just come on to the biomethanation plant, Kanjanwadi. Next slide. Yes, next. This is the actual photograph now. It is also on the Aurangabad Municipal Corporation budget book. Next slide. This is the working of the biomethanation plant. Next. The biomethanation I have explained already, like how it is the process of biomethanation. Yes, biomethanation plant, sorry. Yeah. The orange, if you can see here, is the gas collector balloon. Around 250 cubic meter daily gas has been collected here. So it was very flat, but since the digester started working its work, all the gas is collected in this balloon. So this is a very huge one. And on the left side, if you can see, there are some scrubbers, yellow cylinders are there. What happens? The methane is produced in the digester. That is not very pure. It is A2S is there, and water is there, some moisture. So we have to pass the scrubbers. Then the A2S gas is removed, and it is H2S gas is removed, and the pure methane gas is collected in the balloon. And to the next shed, the blue shed, if you can see here, that is there is a gas generator. So all the methane gas passes to the gas generator and electricity generated. And the gas behind this plant there is sewage treatment plant of Aurangabad Municipal Corporation. So that electricity is goes directly to the STB plant. So whatever we are producing from the waste to the electricity, so this is a waste to electricity plant actually. Next slide, sir. There is a layout you can see. There might be some more civil engineers also there. So for the layout, if you can see, this is a typical working of the shed we are looking. So on the left hand side we can start. As you can see here, tipping area. This is the inlet one. Here all the waste of the daily comes, all the 150 tons. It is designed for 150 tons of waste. So tipping area is the starting point, then pre-section area, pre-sorting area. Above it, what happens in pre-sorting area is we bifurcate, dry and wet. Then it goes again after separating. The green waste goes to the compost pad. Compost pad you can see in the center one, the 6 number unit. What happens here? It is a process of a 35 days process. Bioculture is spread on the Bioculture is spread on the green waste. After 7 days, we have to rotate the waste. Keep on rotating for 5 number of times. So 7 into 5, 35 days. After 7 rotations, all the green waste is converted into the almost manure, fertilizer type. But the waste particles, the particles are bigger, some are smaller. So then again, what happens is we move in the post curing shed and finishing section area. On the right hand side, if you can see the 9 number, it goes after 35 days cycle. 3 sections are there produced. If the compost is produced, that is in the raw shape, and the leachate is also produced. All the civil engineers, if you can see the arrows here downside, it is a slope shown. 3 lines are there in the compost, below compost pad, that is slope, and below the plant, it is you can see at the bottom is leachate collection tank. That is a thick liquid that is collected that should not be allowed to leave the plant, and we are trying to treat it at the site. On the right hand side of the plant or plan, a finishing section is there. The raw particles of the fertilizer, organic fertilizer, is being then separated, connected, some are crushed, and the minimum particle is basically 32 mm size is there. Then we have to move it and try to mulch it. Then it is brought down in size. The final section of this 4 mm size of the particles will be received. As in the further slides, we can check how the manure or is packed and transferred. Yes, next slide. Next, if you can see here, the weighbridge. Going on to the weighbridge, skip the Harsul line. Next. After Harsul recently, yes, after this one, next slide. Now we are doing it Azadiga 75 years. Now Azadiga, so this is the weighbridge we have installed. It is a digital and online monitored weighbridge. Weighbridge, what all the vehicles which are tagged, RFID readers are there tagged. So all the vehicles are coming on this. There is some system installed. A boom barrier is there. Some tags are provided. Just like the fast tag is provided at the toll nakas, we have provided the fast tag tags to the vehicles. So no other vehicles other than the municipal corporation vehicles can enter this plant. And the weight is weight, and the same vehicle will go 2 times the weight is taken. First in one while coming inside the plant and while leaving. So there is we having the way plants are there. Next slide. This is the actual. Next slide. This is the actual pre-sorting section. Like a different looks in the plan and in the working. It's like all the waste is lying here and there. So this is the actual pre-sorting section. Next slide, if you can see, this is the windrow. As I have explained here, 35 day cycle. Next slide, if you can see, windrow. Windrow is a slab particularly. And this is the drain you can see basically. And behind the drain is there, where you can see the heaps. These are all decomposed material now. After 35-day cycle, and you can see some vehicles, tractors spraying or microculture is there. So what happens after spraying of the microculture? It activates the bio decomposition very fast. So this waste, all the green waste from our homes is converted into a brown color powder type or like tea dust tea. Next, after manure, it is converted in processing section. So in processing, what happens? The waste after organic decomposition, we move it in the trommel. Then some smaller particles is received. And next slide, if you can see, please, the final product section. After the processing, it goes to the final product section. Final product section is converting of the major higher sizes to lower sizes, so that it will be transported and dust. Whenever we will visit the site, you can check like how the fine quality, very good quality of compost is ready for. Next slide. Very fine quality of compost has been produced daily. Around 20 tons of compost we are producing from each plant. So total 40 tons of compost is produced at the two sites. This is the bags you can see is of RCF, Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizer. This is an international level company which we had a tie-up with Aurangabad Municipal Corporation. So that all the compost which we are generating daily, so we are supplying at a good rate here. And what happens, they send the bags, we have to just pack it, and they just sell it directly in the market, because the standard quality of the compost of Aurangabad is very much good, and it has been approved by the National Fertilizer Agency. Next slide, if you can see, this is the RCF company, bags are there. Yeah, so this is the final output of Aurangabad Municipal Corporation waste, whatever you are giving the waste. So this is ready for export, or locally they sell it, the RCF company. So this is the overall summary of the solid waste management system of Aurangabad, which we all should know. Like all the waste, 100% waste we are giving to the waste pickers daily. That has been processed. That has been some good compost is being produced, and we are trying to improve the segregation. What happens if we from our house don't give waste separate, like green and wet, like you might have heard, like what is the reason for green and separating the waste, green waste and blue waste, dry waste, is the functioning of the machineries get improved to much higher efficiency if we do it green separate and dry separate, because it so it consumes around half the day of the manpower and the machineries. So I would like to request from Aurangabad Municipal Corporation Authority, like if you can give the waste to your waste pickers, like different, like green waste separate and dry waste separation. And again, I would like to thank again Shresh College of Engineering to giving me an opportunity and to speak upon the topics of this management. Hope I have given some new concept or some new ideas to all the staff and the students. And any queries from staff and students will be answered now. Like, thank you again.
Students and faculty members are requested to please raise your questions regarding the solid waste management. Students, please.
Sir, I will share my details from my deputy commissioner. Like even if you faculty or yourself any queries, you can just email to us.
Sure.
Or if you want to arrange a visit to the plants, we will surely do it. sooner someday.
Sure, sir. We will definitely visit with our students, our staff members and faculty will visit with the students, sir, so that we will get the actual knowledge about the processing of the solid waste.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any questions from the staff member and faculty member, please? My question is that, sir, if somebody wants, because you
Yeah.
people are working in the city, large city, like 10 lakhs of population is there. So,
Yes, sir.
if we want to establish this one in the village areas, so a small setup is available in the market or not? Like Taluka area.
Sir, frankly speaking, yes, sir. I will like to answer this. This was what I have presented today is the Swachh Bharat Mission part from the central government. Now central government have decided to go for Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. Second is coming. So it is basically. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
What we can do, sir? This one is hardly beneficial in monetary system because in the Aurangabad, what we are doing it, we are constructing a 50 CR plant and we are giving it to the operator. And again, we have to pay the operator because selling this compost is not much profitable. Like
Yes, sir.
so, as you have said, like in the smaller cities or villages, we can do it, sure, but it should monetary is not beneficial. But under government, like government shall be is proposing in the SBM 2 that has been started. We are working on that also. It will be implemented soon. So we will start with smaller cities. But sir, I would like to know say that what happens in villages, they don't give away the waste. They handle the waste very effectively. In bigger cities, there are issue. We just directly throw away our waste. In smaller cities, what they do, they use for the cattle, so they can use the green waste for the dry waste also. And hardly dry waste comes out from the villages. So that again calculations again goes ups and downs in the cities if you go, sir.
Yes, sir, yes. One student is asking, what are the current executive order on waste management, sir? One question from our student, Suraj Pawar.
Executive order. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What are the current
Executive
executive order
orders.
on waste management? Means official.
Okay, current waste management is we yeah. Official order is like we have to go for whatever collection is there, 400 tons of waste is collected. That has to be completed process daily only. And all the plants are running more than capacity, like in 2 double shift. So that are the orders currently is given by the solid waste management to process all the waste coming from the Aurangabad. And in future, then the fourth plant will be ready. So that will be very smooth functioning of the plant, sir. This is the current order of the executive on waste management.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, there is one question from my side.
Yes.
Professor Anil Palve, MP Department.
Okay.
Sir, we are aware that Indore is the cleanest city in India. And
yes.
In fact, they have created their own module. Even
yes, sir. Okay. Yes.
I have seen that and I have studied that. Even they are having 6 to 7 dustbins and very good segregation of the waste.
Yes.
So can we replicate such things in Aurangabad, sir? Because we are aware what kind of problems we have here.
Yes, very good question, sir. Thank you. We have worked on Indore also. Same company is there appointed in Aurangabad. So what we have tried to is because making the politicians and administrative to come on the same board is a very difficult task. But what we have successfully done is the major plants have been ready now. It is similarly based on the Indore model only. What we are working for Aurangabad, it is similar to the Indore plants only. But we are definitely lacking in behind collection. Collection in the sense like the separation. What you are asking, like they are having number of bins, like dry waste is separate, green waste is separate, some metals they are collected separated, and debris are collected separately. Then medical waste is being separated, and sanitary waste is separated, and hazardous waste also in separated in indoor. Some 6 to 7 segregation are there at home response only. Door to door segregation, what they say. But here we have to improve the community here. Like we have to increase the IEC, what they say, like information, education, communication system is lacking in Aurangabad. But once we are ready with full capacity, sir, then we can go for the IEC. Like we can tell the people like now we are ready to segregation and processing all the waste. Now we are expecting now segregation from home now. So surely in the coming days we will work on this, and we are continually working on this also.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes, sir.
Any other question? Now I request all the participants and the resource person to please open your camera so that we will capture the screen, sir. So yes, sir, please open your
Okay.
camera.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have taken the screenshot. So, on behalf of Swachh College of Engineering and Technology, Aurangabad, I, Dr. Hulas Tonde, I would like to take the opportunity to present vote of thanks to our honorable resource person, Syed Asif Ali, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your informative session
Thank,
for our students. And I believe that even though we are residing in the
thank you
Aurangabad,
very much, sir.
from we all are, some of them are from the by birth from the Aurangabad, but they don't know the real situation about the solid waste management, how much amount of the manpower, money and machines
Yes,
are involved in this process. And that way you people are
yes, sir.
converting the wastes into the best, I think, into the monetary value, and that will, if the
Yes,
waste will not be processed in that way, the dumps will be such a mountain. So I would like to thank for this wonderful informative session, and this is the real world
yes,
situation you have delivered among us. And even though most of the experts
yes,
don't know about these kind of technologies and processes involved for the solid waste management. So thanks for the real time sharing the knowledge about the solid waste management on this the occasion of the World Earth Day. So we have to promise ourselves that we should work to protect our earth, our environment in the way we want to share. So now I would like to thank our honorable chairman, engineer Basavarajji Mangrole sir. I would also like to thank our CEO Joy Daniel sir, and I would like to thank our director sir Dr. P.K. Mashalkar sir. At the last, I would like to thank our honorable Dr. R.S. Pawar sir, Principal, Swachh College of Engineering and Technology, Aurangabad, and all the HODs, faculty members, staffs, and students and other participants being a part of this webinar. Thank you everyone. Thanks. You can leave the meeting, please. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
And I will share
Thank you,
the
sir.
feedback through the WhatsApp group. Please fill that form. Thank you. I request faculty members to please share. I will share the feedback form, and you can share that feedback form among the students. Thank you everyone. You can leave the meeting. कहाँ? आपने बोला नहीं अच्छा वो बंदा दो नहीं आज भी कुछ मंगाए हैं क्या जोमेटो से मैडम अरे यार, चलो ठीक फिर आपके बनाए हुए चीज खाएंगे